Every garden needs just a little bit of whimsy. And if you're creative and you like to repurpose, recycle, and reuse, then today's video is going to be perfect for you. So be sure you share, like, and subscribe. We're going to turn 55-gallon drums and milk jugs into these cute sheep planters. So come along as I show you how we do it.
Hi everybody, welcome to the garden. Today I have a helper. My big little sister Darla is here. She came up to visit and she was walking around the garden and she saw my sheep and she said, I want to learn how to do that. And I said, then let's make a video. This is what you're going to need. Water jug or milk jug, whatever you have. You're going to need some plastic pots. You need 12-inch mixing bowls from the dollar store. You're going to need 2 of them for each of your sheep heads. You're going to need a metal stand. We just happen to have these, but you can buy little, whatever you can use to make a stand. This project is find what you have around the house and do what you can. We're not going to give you exact measurements because this is just how we roll here. You're going to need scissors, spray paint, maybe a knife, and black duct tape. And I think that's it. So let's get started. Oh, and this is what we're making. This is the sheep head.
Am I making one too?
You're making one too.
Oh, wow.
So this is our stand that holds up our sheep head. What we need to do is attach these to the bowls, and that's where the duct tape comes in. You're going to need lots of duct tape for this project. Now I do it this way.
Okay. Any way you want.
Do it however you want, whatever you think is going to work. I did it.
Ah, that makes sense. Yep, that's easier.
Like that first.
Okay. We'll use it up. And I assume these don't have to be rounded.
No, they don't have to be round.
Square.
This is just whatever.
That's good. So the other one goes on top.
Yep, the other one goes right on top. You're ahead of me. See, you don't even need me. Any tape?
Yes.
Just take a bunch.
Same thing, right?
However, it's easier to attach. Then you're going to put this one on top, as my little sister is ahead of me. And don't skimp on this part.
Okay.
Put a lot of tape on.
Water can leak through.
Yep, because water can get through.
Have some tape. This is how we roll. Okay.
Let's put a bunch there. So, Darla, do you want to tell people why you came up this way?
To see my big little sister. My little big sister, sorry.
And what else? What did you do
Oh
before
gosh,
you came
I
here?
played pickleball. Yes, I'm a pickleball fanatic.
And where did you play
Oh
pickleball?
gosh, in the Empire Senior Games. Yes, I'm a senior.
And what did you accomplish by doing that?
You are really loading up. I won a silver and a gold
In
medal.
In what?
Silver in mixed doubles and a gold in singles. Because I love my pickleball.
Yes, because my sister is athletic and I just look like a pickle.
Oh, is that what you think?
That's what I think.
No, not so. My sister's very talented, as you can tell, folks. Of course, I taped it this way, and my sister taped it the other way.
Well, we'll see which one lasts.
Which one lasts longer? stay tuned, folks. Another 10 years, we'll see which one lasts.
Oh, be very careful. They're very brittle because I just broke mine.
That's what you get for the dollar store, but it works.
Well, that's good enough for now. All right, so there's the base of our head. Now, believe it or not, do you see it? Do you see a shape when you look at that? I did. So that's what we're going to use for our face. And let me show you here so you can understand a little better. Can you see it now?
That's it, folks.
If I remember correctly, you need your scissors now.
Scissors.
You have to take the cap off. You've got to remove this. So you just cut it out.
If you get a utility knife.
There's a utility knife.
Oh, I got it. But just stab it, but don't stab your fingers. Keep your hands clear.
Right. Make sure you supervise the kids when doing this. All right, so now we can make a smooth nose there. And I think I also...
Yeah, you have to remove some of it. It's too long a snout. It looks more like a moose.
So we have to cut the bottom off.
An inch off the bottom or straight off?
I just cut this straight off the bottom.
I'm doing an inch off the bottom.
Do an inch off the bottom. Difficult. And then I think what I did is I cut
Yes.
like this. And it looks like I'm going in maybe an inch and a half. Again, like I said, there's no measurements for this. This is just...
Every 2.5 inches or 2 inches? You just cut
yeah,
it?
probably every 2 inches, inch and a half. Just cut that slit.
So it'll fit around and around.
So that you can
Splay it out like that.
that's the word we're looking for.
Splay.
Splay it out. And you have to kind of look at it and see, does it look proportional to you? And you want to make sure that this is your mouth, the handle is the mouth, so make sure that that is at the bottom of your, you know, of your head there.
It's not too long. Oh, yours are a little longer, splayed out.
And you see,
Yeah. Because sheep don't have long snouts.
no, they don't. I think mine looks good.
So where'd you get this idea, Aunt Nat, sister of mine?
Oh, that's a very good question. So I saw a garden magazine once that said that you should always try and borrow your neighbor's landscape if it's worthwhile. And of course, in this book, it was an English garden magazine, and there were sheep in the fields. So that was the image that they were borrowing in the landscape. You know, you could look through their garden and you could see the sheep
In the distance.
grazing in the distance. Of course, the sheep don't always stay there, but you still had sheep in the garden. So I always kind of remembered that image and said that I would like to have sheep to borrow, you know, to put in the garden.
Not real sheep.
Not real sheep, no, because I don't want them eating things. So I just kind of one day said, I wonder if I could make a planter that would look like sheep.
Kind of looks like a monkey.
It's a little
long. It's a little long. I think I gotta cut a little off of it. Sorry.
We'll do
We'll
whatever
go back.
you need to
Go
do.
back to the story.
So anyway, sorry about the dogs. We made sheep planters with the help of my loving husband. And this is what we came up with. Just using things that we had laying around the house or you could find at the dollar store. have to manipulate this. Play around with it. You can always rip it off, put it back on.
Like I just did.
Have the kids drink more milk. You can use a different container, whatever you need to do. Once you have that secured on there, you really want to cover the whole thing with duct tape. You're going to seal it all.
Yes, please. Give me a bunch. Okay, got it.
Now I've had my sheet for, goodness, 3 or 4 years. I do bring the heads in every winter, and they've held up relatively good. Of course, this isn't something that you're going to be viewing close up. It's in the distance.
Kind of like abstract art in a way, but
Yeah.
you can picture it.
It looks very homemade from up close, but viewed from afar.
Really cool. Yeah, you got to fill in this gap right here,
Yeah,
because otherwise it does look like a monkey.
and that could just be a matter of cutting the snout at a different angle, you know. So maybe you cut the slits deeper at the bottom so that it sits more at an angle like this than straight out. But again, you just play with it. You're almost using the tape like you would paper mache by covering everything up.
True.
And you know, if you don't like the slope of your forehead or nose there, you can always add, if you want to change it, which that actually works pretty good right there. That looks awesome.
Or I did,
So
or I did that. Oh yeah, yeah, I do like that better. Yes, yes, let's do that.
yes, so take
Let's do
that
that.
off and do that.
Take your piece that you have at the bottom.
Yep. So we took a bottom piece. You might have to cut it a little differently, but
Yeah, but the-
use the plastic. It's there.
you know that doesn't break down in the world.
Right.
It'll be around for our great grandkids. I'm not even gonna bother. I'll just put it on.
Well, that's because you're using my piece that I cut off, and I'm using yours.
Oh,
You
that's
didn't
right.
cut.
I left the edge on it. Oh, so
See, she didn't follow instructions. Make sure you buy good duct tape. Don't get the duct tape at the dollar store. That doesn't stick worth a darn. And if you have to hold it up and look at it, feel free to do that. No sheep are going to be offended by what you how you portray them.
You say no animal was harmed in the making of this video. How's that?
That's very good. You know, this is about as exciting as watching paint dry, watching us cover this with tape, but
I'm sure you'll fast forward through this. We don't have to do the back of the head, do we?
yes,
The tape?
yes.
Oh my, I thought you could just spray paint that.
If you really want to, you could, but
It might not stick to the plastic.
so I'm just trying to make sure that I've covered up every little hole. I mean, you can't do every little hole, but that's good enough.
There's mine.
There's mine.
All right. Got that much.
Bah, 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 right from you.
All right. Now you need 2 of these, 2 of these. So these are basically
Dirty pots.
they're dirty pots. Yes, I didn't clean them. And they're really the thin plastic pots because they're easier to cut. And what you need to do is cut them so they're about this size. And let me see, where's my tape measure? Again, you need to just figure this out for yourself, whatever looks proportional to you. But this is right around 4 inches from the top. Again, do whatever works for you. Cut there. Again, if you've got the thinner pots, it makes it a lot easier to cut. Do that, and then you're going to cut up. Now, as I said, you want them to be about 4 inches. This is a little bit long, so I'm just going to eyeball it. To about that size. Then what you're going to do, I'm going to try and do it so you can see. You're going to fold, see how we took it like this, and we just folded it like that. There's our ear. Now I'm going to take the back, and I am going to fold it down. Well, first, so let's start here. So I've got it about that size. Again, you need to figure this all out. I need tape.
Tape.
No, tape, not tape, no,
The
tape.
tape. The tape.
Oh, right in front of my face.
Get tape ready for you to put on there.
Yes. So you want to tape your ears so it looks like this. Hold it next to your, until you get the size that you think you want. So I can't tell if that works or not, so I'm going to have to turn it around to face myself. So I'm going to put this down. Tape my ear on the back. I'm going to take my ear like this, fold it, and then I'm going to fold this down, only because I don't know if sheep really have pointy ears or not. If you have sheep and you know they have pointy ears, then make your ears pointy. But I'm going to make mine like that. Cut this to make this fit a little more. And then I'm just going to place them where I think they go. Or should they go more like that? Or should you just have to play around and get your sheep ears where you want them. Let's hold up this one so you get an idea. Everybody see that? Okay. I am going to cut mine like this. And I think I'm just going to tape it on there, something like that. And again, you just have to play around with it. This is the tricky part because you really need to make 2 ears that are the same size.
I made mine before I put them on. That's big. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Stick them on there. Okay.
Yep, and then you're gonna
Oh, that's weird.
Tape them on real well and cover everything with that tape again. And if you did want to get a big pot and fill it with soil so that you're working on this, you could stick this down in there and you could work with it as it's facing up. It might be a little easier than trying to do it like this.
I agree. You don't have any pots around here with dirt.
No, I don't have any pots with dirt in them here. I have pots with soil in them, but not dirt.
What's the difference?
The difference between soil and dirt is what's in your vacuum cleaner. Soil is what plants grow in.
You got big ears. Better to hear you with.
Now, sometimes it looks a little bit more like Mickey Mouse,
That's right.
but from a distance, it works. Here, so
Look, they can flap in the wind.
So since things aren't,
I think that looks fine. So once you get the tape all covering it.
yeah, once you get the tape covering it.
Oh, you didn't finish. You have some right there.
Oh, I do. Oh.
My, what big ears you have. They're better to hear you with.
All right, so I have one more ear to go, but I think you guys get the idea of what it's like to put tape
All
on
over,
your sheep
over
head.
everything.
So there's our sheep head. You want to hold yours up?
There's mine. Mine's done. I won again.
So two very different sheep, two very different sisters.
Clearly.
For the body of our sheep, we have this barrel. It's about 33 inches tall. We've already cut it in half. We also have some strong little pots. These are probably 3.5, 4 inches tall. They're going to go in the bottom because we're going to turn this into one of my self-watering containers. So these are going to stay in the bottom. We're going to measure across here, and we're looking at about, let's go with 18 inches, or 17 inches. So we're going to cut a piece of plastic that's 17 by 33.5. For this project, we're using corrugated plastic. And we need to cut this to size to 17. Grab yourself a marker. 17 by 33.5. This doesn't have to be perfect. And we're going to use a razor blade knife to cut this out. It's a little tricky to get it started. It's just like doing drywall. You bend it. Our first cut, and we're going to do the same thing again. It does not have to be perfect. there's the base of our self-watering sheep planter. The next thing we need to do is drill holes in this so that the water can go down and collect in the bottom. And to do that, I'm going to go outside. The next thing we're going to do is drill random holes throughout this piece of plastic. We've got a drill bit that's about the size of a pencil. You could go larger, but I wouldn't go any smaller than this. And just put as many holes in as you want. There we go, that's pretty good. Okay, as I mentioned, we're going to turn this into one of my self-watering containers. So you have right now this white barrel has no drainage holes in it, so it's going to hold all the water. We've got these to support our barrier between the soil and the water. That's what this is. This fits down just like that. You're going to fill up this part of the sheep with soil. Down below here, the roots are going to go down through these holes to suck up the water that is staying in the bottom of this container. Now, every pot has to have a drainage system in it. So you are going to want to drill a hole through the side so excess water doesn't pile up in your pot. So you go about 1 inch up from your plastic and you're going to drill a hole in there. There we go. So what that's going to allow for, there's our hole about 1 inch up. It's going to allow any water that gets any higher will start to leak out there, so your plants won't drown. But if the plants are thirsty, they're going to be able to get down in there to get water that is stored in the bottom of this container. When you're ready to fill this up, you're going to fill the soil up within about 1 inch of the top. And then you're going to take your head and you're going to stick that in the side or this, however you want your sheep to be facing. Now, when it comes to what plants do you put in here, it's obviously going to be determined by whether you have shade or sun. If you are in a shady spot and you can put impatiens in here, try to get the beacon white impatiens. They get big and round, so they will make your sheep look like it's full of wool. And I'll show you in a video that we took, we actually drilled extra holes in the side so that the beacon impatiens would be coming out of the side. If you're in a sunny location, you could still drill holes in the side. And by holes, I mean we used a door hole drill for it. And so they were about 3 inches around, and we drilled maybe 4 across here, 3 across the back. If you are in sunny location, you could try and use one of the Vista Supertunias in the white, and that should overflow and fill in. And you probably, depending on whether you do on the side, probably 6 of the Vistas and the top white will work. They may even drape over the side, so you don't need to worry about drilling holes in the side. It's one of those things you're just going to have to experiment and see what works for you. Now we're going to make the legs and the base of our sheep. You're going to need one 4x4, an 8-foot piece will do fine. We cut the legs into 18-inch or 16-inch sections. If you want yours different, feel free to do that. Then from an 8-foot 2x6, you need 2 pieces cut to 20 inches and 2 pieces cut to 24 inches. You're also going to need some deck screws because we are using pressure treated wood here. And of course, you're going to need a drill so you can screw things together. We're going to start with our 20-inch pieces. We're going to do some marks on it first. On one 20-inch piece, you're going to come in to the center, which is 10 inches on each side. You're going to draw a line here, and you're going to draw a line there. This is going to end up going just like this. We're making a little jig or a template at this point. And then we're just gonna draw a little line right there. Then on our barrel, we just kind of eyeballed where the center is, and we do a long red line up there. This will all make sense in just a second. All right, now you're gonna take your barrel. This is a couple people job here. You only need 2 because you're not videoing, so we need 3. We're gonna come over here, push it back, girl.
Okay. Oh, I can't tell.
Okay, it needs to go to your left a little bit. Back to a little to the right. Nope, a little more to your, perfect, right there. All right, can everybody see how the line has lined up there? All right, now, hold still, everybody. Remove that. And draw a circle, half a circle there. Okay?
Good.
Yep.
And you need to tell them that use this end and not this
Oh,
end, because this
yes.
end has a bigger lip.
Yes, definitely use the end that doesn't have the lip like this does. Your barrel might be different, but use that one.
And it fits inside there, right?
And it's going to, these we're going to cut so that they will fit in here to support this, the body. Using the piece of wood that we just cut out, we're going to use that as a template for the other piece. Just draw your circle or half circle there. And now you see where you need to cut. Gotta clamp it on the table, because always safety first. Okay, once you have your circles cut, we need to do one more measurement. We're gonna come up 3 inches and make a mark. 3 inches there. 3 inches there. 3 inches there. And 3 inches there. Now remember, this is not fine woodworking, so don't worry if your circles aren't exactly the same and things aren't perfect. It's all going to work out in the end. All right, now set these on the sides like that. Your 24-inch pieces are going to go inside. And then we're going to be screwing this together. Okay.
That one first.
When it's time to attach your legs, grab yourself a scrap piece of 2x4, 2x6, because you're going to need that to keep your legs balanced. Now, if you come in here, you can see where we drew our red line. That is where the front of your leg is going to go. So we're going to go around the other side there. Can you see we're going to bring this leg right up to that line. Now we're going to do the same on this other one. And then we're going to attach the legs. We're going to come through this side first, put the screws in there, then we're going to come on this side, around here, we're going to do the same thing. And then when we flip it up, we'll put screws in this way. But we're not going to put this together right now because my sister's taking it home and it'll be much easier to transport if it's a little flatter. All right, so if you pretend that the legs are on here, I just want to show you how this works. The barrel simply fits down inside like that. So the legs or the
the front is not all the way out. It's helping to support in the center, more of the center of this barrel. This barrel is going to expand. It's flexible. So the fact that this might not be cut perfectly circular, so to speak, is not a problem because this is going to shift and move it around a little bit. All right, we decided to temporarily attach them so we can show you. We put some screws in to make it a little easier. As we said earlier, we're going to line the legs up with the lines that we made, and then we're just going to come in and screw and attach it in. Do you want to do it, Darla?
Am I doing that? Okay. Let's see.
Okay, once it's put together, I want to show you why we made that 3-inch mark. So you can see there, our legs can only come up so high because the barrel is going to come down in here. So you kind of recess the legs just a little bit. But that's all there is to it. Going to give it a coat of paint. Put the barrel right on there. Fill it up with soil, make the self-watering container, and then stick your head in. There we go. And there is your sheet planter.
Right about here?
Yep. It's been about a week since we planted the impatiens in here, and they are looking really, really good. You can really see the white way up at the house. So when these fill in, they are really going to catch your eye down here. I still need to spray paint the sheep head because the weather's taken a toll on them, but we've had so much rain, haven't had a chance to do anything like that. So we'll just get to it when we get to it. My mom passed away 14 years ago, and this was her original spider plant and the amaryllis that my father bought her. And I've been taking care of it all these years, and I think it's so touching that it decided to bloom when my sister was in town. So we love you,
Love
Mom
you.
and Dad,
Yes.
miss you.
Miss you both.